Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Master Biology with Mariam Khan. Today we're gonna learn about skeleton. Skeleton has been classified into two types. One is called axial skeleton and the other is called appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton consists of skull, ossicles which are present in inner ear, vertebral column and rib cage, which forms the pectoral girdle. Then there is appendicular skeleton, which consists of forelimbs, hind limbs, and pelvic region, which is called as the pelvic girdle. You see here, these colors are mentioned. Axial skeleton is represented with yellow color and appendicular skeleton with blue color. So this portion forms axial skeleton and the rest of the portion forms the appendicular skeleton. First, we're going to talk about vertebral column. Vertebral column performs a very important function. It protects the spinal cord, which is part of the nervous system, and it is made up of 33 smaller bones known as vertebrae. So vertebral column in the neck region, it is called as the cervical vertebrae, and these are made up of 7 bones. In the thoracic region, it's called thoracic vertebrae, and it is composed of 12 bones. Then lumbar vertebrae, it is made up of 5, and sacrum and coccyx together forms 9 bones. They are made up of 9 bones actually. Coccyx is the tail bone, which is reduced in human body, and the difference between sacrum, coccyx, and the rest of the vertebral column is that sacrum and coccyx consist of fused bones. The bones are fused in sacrum and coccyx. Now let's talk about rib cage. Rib cage also performs a very important function. It protects delicate organs like heart and lungs. And it is attached on the anterior side, it is attached to the sternum, which is, in common language we called it breastbone, and posteriorly it is attached to the vertebral column. So you see vertebral column on the posterior side, and on the anterior side sternum is there. Now there the ribs you see, they are 24 in number, 12 in pairs, and these ribs are attached to the cartilage. Cartilage in turn is attached with the sternum. These are called as the true ribs. So those ribs which are attached on the anterior side with cartilage and then attached with the sternum, they are called as the true ribs. Then there are some ribs you see, they are called as the false ribs, which are not attached with the sternum directly, but they are attached to the cartilage. So they're only attached with the cartilage, right? They're called as the false ribs. And then there are some ribs, 11th and 12th rib. They are floating ribs. Why they are called floating? Because they are not attached on the anterior side with the sternum or cartilage. So ribs are classified as true ribs, false ribs, and floating ribs. And this classification is done on the basis of their point of attachment. Now let's talk about shoulder blade and collarbone. Shoulder blade is called as scapula, and the collarbone is called clavicle. It's also called as the beauty bone. Let's talk about forearm. Forearm consists of 3 bones. Upper arm consists of 1 bone, single bone, that is called humerus, and the lower arm consists of 2 bones which are called radius and ulna, and they are joined together at elbow. And this radius and ulna, they are joined with the wrist bones on the other side. One side it is attached with humerus, and on the other side it is attached with the wrist bones. Now let's talk about hand and wrist bones. So wrist bones are called as carpals, palm bones are called as the metacarpals, and phalanges are the fingers. There are 54 bones in the human hand. Pelvic girdle. So you see here, This portion is called as the pelvic girdle, and pelvic girdle is consists of bones like ilium, ischium, and pubis. This is sacrum and coccyx region, right? So ilium is the bone, this one. Then there is ischium, and then there is pubis. Acetibulum is the portion where legs are attached with the pelvic girdle. That is, femur is attached. Femur is the bone which is present in the thigh. It's a thigh bone, femur. So femur is attached here in acetibulum with pelvic girdle. So it's a socket basically. Femur is joined in this socket known as acetibulum. Now let's talk about these legs region, right? This is thigh region. Thigh region is made up of a bone known as femur. Femur is the longest bone in the human body. And then the lower leg consists of tibia and fibula. Just like in the lower arm there are two bones, radius and ulna. In the same way, in the lower leg there are two bones, tibia and fibula, and they are joined with each other at knee region. Knee is the joint basically, and this patella is the kneecap. Now foot anatomy. Tibia and fibula are attached with the ankle bone, which is called as talus or tarsals, and then they are joined with metatarsals, and then phalanges. Phalanges are the toes bones. Thanks.